are from an alien planet, and that's just the music you dance to is like horrible beeping sounds.
I think you're a little rude.
I'm sorry. I don't know why you're from an alien planet.
Your sisters. What does that say about you? She said the other day I might be an alien because the back of my head is very pointy.
It is!
And I thought that sounded like good news because then maybe I would have a very long lifespan as an alien. But she didn't seem to think it was a compliment. But because we're sisters, she would be an alien too, so.
Maybe not. Maybe they just found this one, like, in a field somewhere.
That would be a lovely origin story. Like a field of flowers surrounding my pointy little head. I quite like that.
Okay.
Welcome to Lovers Coral.
I'm your host, Cara Skinner.
And I'm her sister, Taryn. I've decided I'm not going to take over her channel anymore because I saw how much time she puts into editing the videos. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Hostile takeover canceled.
Yeah, I was easily thwarted.
What are we doing today, Cara?
We are doing the Would You Rather book tag.
So we're going to be looking at questions that are would you rather questions, and then we will answer the questions. It's quite complex. I hope I explained that clearly enough.
Damn it.
Cara, no swearing on camera.
Damn it!
They're gonna think you're not a lady.
Really? I have you swearing on camera.
That's because you lied to me and you gave me bad quiz results. That's different. Guys, look, it's my kitty Scipio. Isn't he the cutest cat you've ever seen ever in your life? Yeah, damn right he is. He's also very snuggly.
He is incredibly snuggly. But Would You Rather Booktube Edition.
Okay, let's go.
Would you rather read only trilogies or standalones?
Trilogies, because they're better because there's more of them, so you can get nice and acquainted with the characters and really all up in their stories. What's your answer?
That's interesting. I would choose standalones.
Why?
Because, like, I often will read, like, the first book, but I'll never find, like, the second or third book. And then there's the irritating thing where if you walk into a store or a library, they're going to have the first and third book, but the second book is just gone forever.
So you're talking about logistical challenges.
Yeah.
In your life. Like if standalone books were withheld from you, but you had to source your own trilogies, as opposed to trilogies just being handed to you.
Yeah.
If you had open, free access to trilogies and standalone books, and you had to choose one, but once you picked your medium, you got as much as you wanted, which one would you pick?
I still think I might choose standalones because trilogies are also a huge commitment.
They are a huge commitment. That's what I like. But if logistics were not an issue, you might do trilogies.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
So, read only female or male authors?
Female authors.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I feel like maybe this is in part because of conditioning and what culture, wants, like society. But I enjoy the genres that are more geared toward females than toward males, and somehow by pure coincidence, the genres that are geared more toward females often are written more by females. So,
that's true. I think I would choose the ones by females because, like, I like romance novels, and, like, that will severely restrict the genre for me, and, like, probably all I'd be able to read is stuff by that jackass Chance Carter.
Alright,
so,
well, apart from slamming Chance Carter, that's literally just what I said.
I know.
You like a female-dominant genre.
That's true, yeah.
I'll be very sad to give up Edward Rutherford, though. I like that man.
That's fair.
Although I did not like Paris Edward Rutherford, if you're watching this.
He's not watching
You
this.
don't know. You have a certain brand, Edward Rutherford. You are supposed to have a long, sweeping saga. You're not just supposed to get, like, really in love with the 19th century and then have, like, 90% of the book 19th century to present day. Like, that is bullshit. I want to know medieval Paris. I don't just want, like, that one little flashback you did. It was not enough.
Okay.
Maybe I won't be too sorry to give you up.
I would be sorry to give up Rick Riordan, who wrote the Lightning Thief series.
I never read those. I do remember you getting
good.
so mad when we watched the movie, though.
Oh my gosh.
You were all like, it's summer, why is Persephone in the Hades?
Well, yeah! She's not supposed to be! Shop at Barnes & Noble or Amazon.
See, this is funny, because I shop at Amazon all the time.
I hate Amazon.
So, but the thing is like, in terms of a shopping experience, Barnes & Noble is much more pleasant. You get to go there, you get to look at the books in person, you get to, like, maybe, do they have coffee the way Borders did?
I think so.
You get to have a little coffee as you're doing it. So, like, in terms of having a shopping expedition, I would rather do Barnes & Noble. But in terms of my actual habits in everyday life, because there is no Barnes & Noble, and Amazon lives in the computer, I'd go Amazon.
That's fair. But what about Barnes & Noble's, like, online store and everything? You can get, like, a Nook. I know you have a Kindle. But, like, there's a Nook. And there's also, Amazon actually has brick-and-mortar stores now.
I don't go to their brick-and-mortar stores.
No.
Now.
I've heard they're stupid, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard they're really bad.
I think that you live in a very anti-Amazon bubble, so I'm not sure I trust that.
Fair.
But, like, does Barnes & Noble have all the things I need, or only books?
Well, not, like, everything. I thought, like, we were talking about just books.
Alright, for just books, I use my online library app, because I don't like paying for books.
That's fair. That's very smart.
Sometimes I'll pay for books.
It's okay that you utilize a library.
Because it's not, like, it's unethical. That's
Yeah.
what libraries are there for.
Yeah, exactly. Libraries are good. You should use your library.
Yes. Do it. Having fun isn't hard
if you've got a library card.
That is from Arthur. An excellent TV show of the 90s.
It's early 2000s.
It might still be on for all I know.
That's fair.
They changed Arthur's voice, like, yeah. I mean,
Like-
actors grow older.
Yeah, but usually they find, like, a voice actor that, like, can imitate it.
Yeah.
So they couldn't for him.
I mean,
Or they
probably
just said no.
imitated it enough.
Okay.
Anyway, next question.
Okay. Would you rather all books become movies or TV shows?
TV shows, that
Yeah.
is so easy. Why would you choose a movie? I already said I don't like movies as much because it's like 2 hours and it's just like one of them. But then, like,
You cut everything out.
exactly, Harry Potter should have been a TV series. We all know it.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones seriously benefited from being a TV series.
Game of Thrones would have been horrible as movies. The books are just too thick.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're very long.
And, like, even for a regular sized book, like, movies have to cut out all the subplots and stuff, and the subplots are, like, what's the good part a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, TV shows are just better.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
They really
I
are.
agree. And there's more of it, too. So, like, as a
It's
fan, you
true.
want more of it.
Exactly. Would you rather read 5 pages per day or 5 books per week?
5 books per week.
Same.
That's a big commitment, I know. But 5 pages per day is, like, how do you even remember what happens? That's such a small number.
I don't know. Like, that seems so ridiculous to me. I don't think I could do it. It would just be awful.
I would lose interest
Yeah.
because that's just not sustainable to me.
No. And then you read so few books over your lifetime.
Yeah, that's just sad.
Would you rather be a professional reviewer or author?
I mean, like, if someone's paying me to do something, then I think that clearly the better choice is to judge other people's books, right? If it's, like, the same amount of money and the same amount of success, then one seems way more fun than the other. I like judging things. And
That's fair.
creating things for other people to judge, that seems hard, and I don't like it. I mean, it would be very rewarding, I'm sure.
You create things all the time for people to judge.
Yes, but I don't. I would much rather do the judging. That's the funner part.
That's fair.
How about you?
I'd rather be an author, honestly, because I feel like that would be more fulfilling.
It's funny because you're a reviewer.
I know.
Does that mean that you feel like a failure?
No, I think I'd feel better as an author, though.
Okay.
It feels less practical, which is dumb, but
But she's also an author. Check out her book
that's true.
on Swoon Reads.
Yes. It's called Swapping Secrets, and you can read it for free. It is a teen romance.
Link is in the description.
Yes.
Now she has to do it.
It's always been in the description.
Oh.
But it's good to say it anyway.
It is good to say it anyway.
Yeah.
And then comment and then do the heart thing on Swoon Reads.
Please.
Just to give her more hearts. She doesn't have that many right now. What do you have, 19 and a half?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm her stalker.
Hasn't been up that long.
And her comments are mostly very nice, so that shows it's a nice book.
Yeah. Would you rather only read your top favorite 20 books over and over, or always read new ones that you haven't read before?
So I don't really read books that often, like only on rare occasions. So for me, that's a no-brainer. I will read new books because that is what I do.
I think I would rather read new books too than just read the same 20 books over and over, because 20 books is not a lot.
Books is how you experience new things, and it's how you see the world through the eyes of other people. Like, if you only have 20 books, you're never going to grow as a person.
That's true.
People who only read 20 books over and over again for the rest of their lives, they're sad people. Don't be like them.
However, there is value in, like, rereading books, because not only do you, like, catch other stuff, but you can see how you grew as a person.
Sure.
Like, how you do that.
Sure.
Like, when
I reread some things.
Yeah. Would you rather be a librarian or a bookseller?
I don't really want to be either of those things.
It's fair.
I want to be a book binder. Can I give myself that option?
I don't think so.
I would say librarian, because if you're a bookseller, you probably don't get, like, benefits and stuff.
That's fair.
You've said that's fair, like,
I know.
20 times in this video. Everything I say is fair, guys. Everything.
I feel like it depends on, like, if you're a book, depending on, like, where you're a bookseller for. Maybe if you're, like, for a big chain, like, you would get more benefits compared to, like, a tiny library that doesn't have enough funding.
I think that if you're saying bookseller, there's an implication you're the person selling the book to the customer, as opposed to being a big seller selling to stores.
Okay.
Business to consumer as opposed to business to business. That's some business lingo that I've educated you on.
I was thinking, like, a big chain, like Barnes & Noble or something.
I don't think that the person selling books at Barnes & Noble is getting benefits.
I have no idea, honestly. I guess it depends, like, if they're full-time or not.
I mean, yeah, but I think that often they're not full-time specifically, so they don't get benefits.
Okay. What if, since you wanted to be a bookbinder, you had, an antique bookshop, and part of your job as like the bookseller was to take old books and, like, repair or replace their bindings?
I don't want to own my own bookshop because that seems very stressful financially.
Yeah.
I am sticking with my choice to become a librarian.
I want to be a librarian so that way I can read the books on my break. Because, like, if you're selling the books, you can't read them.
That is true.
So, that's why I want to become a librarian, for less practical reasons.
You have to get, like, a master's in library science, though. It's not for the faint of heart.
Oh, I have to get math. Even, like, if I was going to be a librarian at, like, Bucksport?
Probably, yeah. To be the head librarian, you could probably be, like, the loser stacking the books. I'm sorry to anyone who has that job. I think they're called paraprofessionals in the library context. You could probably have one of the lower ranking library jobs, but you couldn't be a librarian.
That's insane. You're never going to pay off those student loans.
Yeah, it's pretty rough out there for librarians, especially with the growing digitization. There is a much higher supply than demand right now for librarians.
That's so sad.
The video takes a dark turn as we look at the sad plight of librarians in the U.S.
Librarians have such an important job.
They do. But it's also really difficult, which is why you need a master's for it. Like, it's not just like one of those things where you kind of need a master's to help. It's like library science is a really hard thing. And the reason that libraries are effective is because librarians are well trained. If they weren't well trained, then we would have chaos, you know? They would be buying stupid books. Sometimes they still do that. But they wouldn't be adequately being able to predict demand of books, so they wouldn't have it organized. I have no idea what librarians do.
I do know librarians often have to help people research stuff and everything, so they have to have skills for that.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a search engine, I think, based off of Florida, for askalibrarian.org, and it basically will connect you to a librarian online so you can chat and, like, get help, like, research help.
That's really cool.
I think it's cool, too. Support your libraries, guys. Support the librarians.
Yes. They do important service for all
They
of us.
do.
It's very hot in here right now. I'm very sweaty. I'm just sharing that with you.
Alright. Would you rather only read your favorite genres or every genre except your favorite? This is stupid.
I'm not sure what my favorite genre is. One of our other sisters, Michaela, says that my genre of choice is literally any book where on the cover is a young woman, or probably any age woman, wearing clothing that is not modern day, some kind of historical clothing, and generally not in the U.S., but somewhere foreign, or
Middle Eastern, basically, or African.
Or Asian, or
Asian.
Literally anywhere that's not America, because
Yeah.
Europe too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all of them, that's not America. So, I guess that would be historical fiction.
Yeah.
But then I feel like I'm really into so many other genres. Like, I'm very into fantasy. Like, I just read almost all of Octavia Butler's books, and I loved them. And that's not... I mean, maybe Wild Seed was, like, a little bit. But I feel like I could give up that genre, and I could read all the other genres and still be happy.
It's fair.
I know it's fair.
Oh my god, I really do say that a lot. I have to stop.
How about I flick you on the nose every time you say it?
Oh, my nose is gonna get all red.
Alright, where shall I flick you?
Nowhere!
Here,
Don't
here.
flick me.
It's what is it?
Ow!
Some kind of therapy. It's Pavlovian?
No!
Alright, Kara, what would you prefer?
I would prefer to read any genre except my favorite. Because, like, I mean, I would shut down my romance novel blog because I guess romance is my favorite genre.
Okay.
But, like, I like so many other genres too. Like, I don't think it'd be that big of a sacrifice, honestly. Like, I like cozy mysteries. I like teen. Okay, this one's easy. Would you rather only read physical books or ebooks?
I feel like we might be going in different directions.
Really?
On this. So I have my own library in the other room. I love physical books, of course. But I have a very, very, very long commute. It is 3 hours round trip every single day. And I have tried, if it's standing room only on the metro, to have a physical book here, and it does not work. But an ebook I can have in one hand. I can swipe with one hand. So from just the practical logistics of my daily commute, because 3 hours is a long time to either read or not read, it has to be ebooks for me. Because if it's not ebooks, often it means no book.
That's so sad.
Yes.
I would choose physical books because I think they're a better, more pleasurable experience and everything. And
I agree with that.
yeah. And ebooks are like really practical, and by like choosing physical books, I cut myself off basically from most indie authors out there.
That's true.
Which would really suck. But like, I just like physical books so much. It's just not the same reading an ebook.
I agree. Like, if you put me in a room where I didn't have to think about mentor stuff, and there was an ebook or a physical book, I would probably choose the physical book.
Yeah.
Unless it was very dark and the reader had backlighting.
I think that was the last question, though.
No more questions?
Yeah.
Alright, I have one question for you, Kara.
Okay.
I have to think of it first, though. Would you rather write the best book in the world that no one will ever read, or write pure trash that somehow gets turned into a big success?
Well, I think I'd want to write pure trash. So that gets turned into a big success.
Same here, same here.
It's sad if nobody ever reads it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright, what
it's
if?
gonna be like Van Gogh. I don't want to be like a Van Gogh.
Well, alright, well, everyone loves Van Gogh now. So what if we change it to Van Gogh, where, like, no one ever reads it during your lifetime, but then after your lifetime, you become revered as one of the great masters of your time. Versus pure trash that gets you rich now, but then later on in the future, they'll make fun of you.
Currently, I still want to write the pure trash that gets me rich now. Because, yeah.
Okay.
Because, like, Van Gogh was, like, lived such a sad life.
He did.
And, like, felt so unfulfilled because nobody liked his work. And, I mean, he had other mental issues, too, but, like...
Now, what if you knew? What if you knew after you died? Because you made the decision. Would that... Because he died not knowing. If he had died knowing, he probably would have been much happier.
I don't know, honestly. It's like you still don't get to experience it yourself. You don't get to experience everybody liking it.
That is true.
And all, like, the happiness around you.
I want eternal fame. I know exactly what I would choose.
Eternal fame.
Yes.
I think I would go with pure trash.
Okay. Alright, do you have any questions to ask me off the cuff?
I'm gonna have to think about this. Some of this is going in the video. rather only read fluffy books or only read like these dense, slightly dark books?
Are we talking any book at all or fiction books specifically?
I guess fiction books specifically.
Alright, then I think if it's fiction books specifically, I'll choose the fluff. And then I'll get my heavier stuff from the nonfiction.
That makes sense.
Like the boring stuff I have to do for grad school.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
I would probably do the same thing. Like, it doesn't make sense to be like, you can't ever read any like denser nonfiction because like that cuts out all the practical stuff.
Yeah. I would have to choose no fluff ever again if it was that.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes. And have a good day, and remember to shop local, shop indie, and read for a better world.
And click on the link that goes to Swoon Reads, and then give her all the hearts you can.
That'd be nice of you. Thank you.
Alright, bye.
Bye. I tag you, Honeybee Books, and I
Yeah.
tag you, Ricky the Freaky.
Yay! Honeybee Books and Ricky the Freaky, you're tagged!